Joshua's assignment was twofold. First was to conquer the land. Second was to divide it among the people. That's what you find in Joshua chapter 1 as God speaks to him. Two things that I note there. Number one is that Joshua is the leader of the people. He has led the people to conquer the land. He has divided up the land and he has distributed the land to everybody. Joshua has no land for himself. That is leadership. Our leaders, who gets the land first? There was a story a few years back, some of you might remember. There was a land in Kisii land when there was a clashes between the Kisii and who are the neighbors? There? The Kipsigis. I don't think it was Kipsigis, on the other side. Some of the Maasai, I think it was. Transmara was the problem. So the government came forward and hived off a piece of land and said, let this land be given to settle those people who are landless in that area. The people who are to get that land saw none of it. That land was taken by members of parliament. That land was given to family members of the big guys. That land was divided among the high and mighty who possibly already had hundreds of acres in their names. Joshua has divided the whole land, but he has no land for himself. The Bible says, when they had finished dividing the land into its allotted portion, the Israelites gave Joshua, son of Nun, an inheritance among them. In other words, the people themselves decided what portion was to be given to Joshua. I call that servant leadership. Leaders must be content to lead and not be the first on the queue. In our time, let me talk as a bishop, and a few of us are here. Bishops are the first ones on the queue. No, they don't queue. They have brought the food. A bishop must never queue. And so we get the best portions. In my place, we call that top layer, you know, with maluelue on top of it. The rest of the people can fight over the other things. I know this is dangerous, especially now we are going for lunch. I don't know where I'll be taken. But Joshua demonstrated that high-impact leaders are content with what they have. High-impact leaders do not deprive the people of what belongs to them. High-impact leaders do not get the first portion. The Bible records that Israelites gave Joshua, son of Nun, an inheritance among them as the Lord had commanded. In other words, Joshua did not choose for himself the best portion of the land. Instead, he humbled himself and was satisfied with the portion he was given by the people and by God. Joshua therefore distinguished himself as a man of great contentment. For you to be able, I think it's Pastor Mensa Otabil who I first heard talk about the poverty mentality. Since then, it has been used by many others, but it's the first one I heard speak about the poverty mentality. And he says the reason why African leaders, whenever they get a leadership position, the first thing they do is to acquire things for themselves is because poverty mentality. Poverty mentality tells you that the food is little, you must get your portion while it lasts. When I was growing up as a little boy, our home was huge, was big. The boys alone, we were almost 20-something. Not of my father. Their father, my uncles, their sons, and so on. We were all 20-something. So the food used to be brought together. We sat in a circle, and only your hand could reach the ugali. So before ugali time, you had to lubricate your arms. Do exercise so that you can go there as many times as possible. Because if you didn't do that, before you know it, the ugali is gone. It's cleared. And the rule in our home was that you never go back to your mother to ask for food. If you are found, both you and your mother are banished from sharing in the loot of the home. So, your speed is what determined how much went into your stomach. So you go with that mentality into your office. So whatever you see money, you see the plots, because it is scarce. Take what you can while you can. When we go as Africans, and let me say about Africans, because I've traveled the world but have not seen this. Maybe it is in other places, but Africans, we go to a wedding banquet, and the food is late. Or you go to a hotel, let me take even a hotel. Buffet is late. A poor African man will take this and this and this and this and this. By the time he is through with the line, you would think that his plate is the one for serving other people. It is called poverty mentality. Take this thing while it lasts. You don't know whether you will have opportunity to go back there again. Brothers and sisters, there is enough resources in this world for all of us. There is enough for all of us. We have been told that in this country, a third of our budget goes into corruption. 1/3. What is our budget this year? 3 trillion. Which means 1 trillion is going to go into people's pockets. 1 trillion. Right now, the VAT problem is to raise how much money? The VAT is 16%. VAT, not the 8 one, the 16%, was to raise 76 billion. 76 billion. While 1 trillion is going to go into people's private pockets. It is a shame. It is a shame that poor women that now our sister here has to go and feed cannot afford food because people have piled their plates beyond overflowing with government resources. Poverty mentality. You cannot be a high impact leader when you are taking more than your share. Joshua distinguished himself and said, I have distributed to you. If you see it fit that I should also have something, I am at your mercy. Leaders want to be served first. Time does not allow me to say more on that. If you meet a man or woman who has an insatiable desire for wealth, for fame, for recognition, know that you have just encountered a man or a woman who will never make a positive impact on his world or sphere of influence. The vast majority of men and women who have impacted the world have possessed this unsettling sense of simplicity and contentment. They have such little love for the things of this world that they make you feel greedy, they make you feel extravagant, they make you feel too lavish. Because they have reached that place. I asked myself the other day, as Kenyans, can one reach that place where you say, I have enough? Can we get to that place where you are just satisfied that God has given me what I need? Because if you can't get there, you cannot be a high impact leader.